Aloha and welcome to Wisdom Dialogues with Hope Johnson. Hooray, coming to you from the big island of Hawaii in the fairy cabin that's situated on fairy land. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. I love you. Okay, so Lori has something about how was your Christmas? When people ask her, how was your Christmas? She feels funny. Right, Lori?
Yeah, it just feels fake.
Okay, so that's just resistance.
Okay. So
That's just re
what am I resisting? Christmas? Or the idea of Christmas?
it's this it's this idea that things aren't going the way they should. And it comes in all different forms. There's just one form it could come in, you know. Like this, like someone says, "How was your Christmas?" and it feels weird or fake or whatever. And that's just a reflection, of feeling weird and fake. I mean, everything is in our own mind. Everything is projecting from our own. Everything basically talking about us. It's not really about us, but it's talking about us. And so it gets believed automatically that that thing is the irksome thing. Like someone saying, "How was your Christmas?" Then there's this kind of an argument, like, "What do you mean, my Christmas?"
Hmm.
And the thing is, it's just words, but the ego will use words and interpret them a certain way to get a particular feeling, which is a hidden subconscious feeling about yourself, really.
Oh.
So, for me, in the moment, it's noticed that this is coming out of my own mind to get a feeling that thought isn't relevant anymore.
Huh.
It may be that you feel fake because you don't know how to respond. You know, you feel like you
Oh,
don't know how to respond, so you're like, oh, that using that to feel fake. It's okay to not know how to respond. Just feel that fake feeling because that feeling of fakeness that's coming up. It's actually coming up. It's
right.
not coming from the outside words. Whatever it is, it's like I made it that way to get that feeling. See? Look how the reaction is. And you can see that you made it that way to get that feeling.
To get that fake feeling.
Yeah.
Or I actually do, yeah, resistance.
Mhm.
Um, Not wanting or not knowing. Huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like it's always like something's wrong. That's the ego's game. It's
Right.
always like something's not the way it should be. And
Right.
so that's this irksome feeling to something. It's like, and especially when you're looking at what it means, a lot of the times these expressions of love come through terms that are steeped in separation, right? It's still an expression of love. When someone says, "How was your Christmas?" It's still an expression of love.
Right. Right. True. I
See,
didn't think about that. Yeah.
yeah, you see, so you connect there instead of to the words. You
Hmm.
connect, you connect vibrationally, emotionally in the shared experience that's being had. That's how you look at the connection instead of connecting to words, because when you're connecting to the words, you're basically connecting to argument, which isn't connecting at all. See?
Especially when resistance comes up, that's definitely connecting is chopped off. Yeah.
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 Yeah, like all the time people ask me, "How are you doing?" And to me it's kind of meaningless.
Yes.
To me that's kind of meaningless, the "how are you doing?" But
Yeah.
when someone asks me how I'm doing, I notice that there's just like willingness to experience the love in that, and wait for whatever response it is that comes up. And, so sometimes it'll make people laugh because I don't just go good like it's a routine. How are you doing? Good.
Right. Right.
They'll like go, how are you doing? And I'll like take a breath, and it's like sometimes it's like deliciously fantastic or whatever comes up.
yeah.
Whatever it is, it's not like it's not made into a problem, because that's when we don't meet, we don't connect, when something's made into a problem that needs to be fixed. See?
So is nothing is made into a problem anymore for you?
Well, that's right, because when something is made into a problem, was being made into a problem in the process of it being made into a problem, I can see and feel it.
Hmm.
So it's not a
And you're
problem.
letting
What?
yourself feel it instead of reaching for shopping or drug or food or whatever.
Yeah, just feeling the sensation of it, the idea that there's a problem, and no, more and
Which,
more noticing how it's all in the perception. Problem is all in the perception.
right. The idea,
Nothing's even wrong. Yeah,
right. The idea that
yeah.
something, right, right, right.
Mhm.
And that feeling, so when there's an idea that there's something wrong, it causes uncomfortableness in the body.
Right.
And that's why we reach for shopping or eating or drugs or alcohol to to get something from the outside to try to stop that uncomfortable feeling.
Could be. It depends. It just depends. I mean, you would know that. You can notice what kind of sensations are driving the action, as in what's the intent. You can notice if the intent is love or fear, the
Right.
intent is life or death, because that's what's going on with the thoughts that are being believed.
So when it's coming from the mind, the reaction is coming from the mind. It's coming from fear and separation.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter if you're shopping or eating. It's where it's coming from.
Right.
It's there's always an intention, love or fear. Neither of them are your intention, but there's an
Right.
intention behind action, and you can be present to the intention behind whatever action happens to be taking place. And that's why, a lot of the times I remind people no one does anything.
Mm.
See, so it leaves you open to look at the intention behind the action without identifying it as a separate individual.
Right. Without judging yourself.
Yeah,
This person. Yeah.
yeah, just
Ooh.
in noticing the intention, like what's the intention behind that thought when you say how was your Christmas is a meaningless thing. There's two ways that could be said. It could
Mm.
be said with the intention of separation, or it could be said with the intention of unity. And you can tell the words don't matter. The words don't matter, but you can tell how it feels. If there's this irksome feeling toward it, it's
That's not
being
fair.
said to make separation. That's the intention.
Yeah.
So if you recognize the intention, it's sort of like you detach away from, it's like almost like you become the observer of those thoughts instead of the believer of them. Okay.
So the thoughts aren't ever going to stop.
Ever?
So I see thoughts just pop in and pop out that, and I'm not doing it. It's literally just happening, part
Sure.
of the happening.
Yeah.
So as Are they, do they lessen?
Yeah, when you stop biting, still you're biting.
Yes.
See?
Okay.
So as there's a reaction to things that people say, the way people behave, that's biting on to what lies are being made.
Mm.
So it makes more of the same.
Which is what that mind wants, more of the same.
Yeah, it's hiding. It's like a scared, frightful mind hiding,
Mm.
casting its self-doubt, self-judgment out
Out,
on the world.
away from itself. Yeah.
Yeah, just away from that self. So any kind of irksome feeling is irksome feeling for yourself being cast onto the world.
Onto someone else.
Yeah,
Big time.
it's basically to save yourself.
Mm.
And it's really to save yourself from your own punishment.
Right. From your own shit.
Yeah, so you're hiding it from yourself because the only one that can punish you is yourself.
Right. And that's
Yeah.
what's going on is
Yep.
punishment. That thought process is all punishment. I see that.
Yep.
It is constantly punishing and saying you're not good enough. Something's wrong. You've done something wrong. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
And
it's
not good enough feeling kind of commands punishment. See?
mm,
So it gets hidden, it's projected outward, so it stays hidden, where it continues to multiply and project for more punishment scenarios.
right to just keep perpetuating more and more. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So Scott has a good question. He wrote in, he said, how does the non doer stop biting? Well, there's all this doing going on, right? There's the biting going on and
Well, nobody's
and
just happening.
chasing. Yeah. And the chasing. And then there's just awareness. Okay? There's just awareness. When there's awareness of the biting, it plays itself out.
Yeah, there's no reason for it to continue because
Yeah.
it's seen for what it is,
Yes.
which
So
is
it's
futile.
just seeing. It's just seeing. That's all it is. And
Mm,
what it comes down to is non-willingness to see. And that's the doing.
right.
That's what the
Right.
doing is. It's in the mind. It's this non-willingness. It's this putting up veils. It's almost like holding down veils,
Yes.
like tightly holding something over the eyes.
Mm,
Okay. So it's like the the non-doing, the seer, the observing presence of awareness just takes knowing itself. Knowing itself. So in knowing yourself in this situation where it's like there's this argument about someone saying how was your Christmas? There's an argument in the mind about
mm,
someone saying how was your Christmas?
mm.
So it's just in noticing that argument is actually occurring in your perception, and that's all. It's only occurring in your perception. It's not something that has anything to do with anything at all. It's kind of like taking a step back, and even if that biting or hooking on is continuing, in that there's this awareness that kind of burns out that pattern. The pattern just allowed to play out right in the presence of awareness without trying to get anything, without trying to stop it, without trying to be right. See, that's a big one, is trying to be right, wanting to be right about our concepts. And so, when something comes up to rub up against the concept, like, hey, how was your Christmas? Then it's like, ugh.
Mm.
That's how you know there's identification. Oh, it's like they do this, this,
I have a
this, and
question,
this.
Hope. How does one? I'm sorry.
No, go.
How does one reveal that veil? If you're if you've got this constant thought, like Lori was talking, when someone says, "How was your Christmas?" How do we reveal or lift that veil? What is that veil? Is it? I hear you talking about awareness, but it's sort of that fine line between awareness and thoughts. And how do you lift that veil to really figure out what it is that is causing those feelings to come to the surface?
Well, I don't really try to figure anything out. In my experience, it's sort of like, and it kind of happens different each time. It's like every time there's a willingness to see, there's this willingness to see clearly, because it's knowing that any kind of feeling like that um, has to be number one about me. You
Mm-hmm.
know, keeping that in sight. It's is not always revealed instantly. Sometimes it takes some prayer, like help me see and
Mm.
stuff like that. And then and then but on the regular, just like throughout the course of a day, things coming up. It's just kind of like taking a little step back and letting that be what it is, letting it do what it does, and not getting involved, staying uninvolved.
Not getting
Yeah.
involved, not getting hooked into those thoughts and letting them beat you up.
Yeah, because basically, you could feel the beating up. You could feel
Right.
the beating, and you don't have
That's
to
the
take it.
uncomfortable. Yes. The
Yeah.
discomfort. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing is, you don't have to take it. We take it because we think we deserve it. That's the
Right. Because
only
we're not
reason we take it. Well, we think
enough.
that this punishment that we're getting right now from our thoughts is going to protect us from worse punishment.
Oh,
Like,
from worse
like
punishment.
somehow, like somehow going down this road of thought that's like basically punching us in the jaw, if we could feel it energetically, is better than the punishment we would get if we didn't beat ourselves up like this. See,
Ah. It's
it's
an
like trying to
imagine.
save yourself. Yeah, it's very much imagined. So,
Ah.
and you know what? For me, I'll just notice too if I even am thinking about another person, because I'm not really thinking about another person. You know, if there's thoughts about another person, a lot of the times they'll just get cut off really fast. 'Cause I know there's not another person. I know I'm thinking about myself. So,
Ah.
that's what like Jesus is talking about when he talks about an idle mind. The idle mind is a devil's workshop kind of thing.
Oh, so
It's like,
true.
yeah, it's like it's just sitting there thinking about everything. And
Yep.
for me, I'm usually up in the middle of the night, or I have been in weeks, where I'll be awake from like 1 to 4 or something like that, when it's real quiet, and just be there to watch. And it's awesome, just being there to watch these different ideas. It's just sitting there and just real quiet. Also silent days on Thursdays, just watching the different things that just float by, and not having to follow them.
Not
That's
getting
what get
hooked in.
Yeah, that's what gives you the peace too. Because even if you do find that you've been following it for like a half hour or whatever, in the moment that it's seen that it's being followed, the whole game is changed. It just all changed. The moment it's seen that it's being followed from awareness, it's different.
Hmm. So
It's
that's
just playing out
basically
without me.
if
Hmm.
there was a goal, which that's what it
What?
is to be able to watch those thoughts and not get hooked in.
Well, when you say it like it's a goal, then that brings up a
A
doer.
doer. Yeah, right, right, right. I
You
know.
could
Yeah, when I
say
said.
You could say that though. You could say that. I mean, just remember that it's a pointing, you
Right.
know.
Right. Right.
Remember that it's a pointing, and yeah, that does happen. You get hooked less and less
Yes.
because there's more awareness on
Awareness
these
going.
patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah, before it happens. So yeah, that's just naturally the effect of being aware of what's going on as far as
Mm,
these patterns at play, you
mm.
know. Like for instance, we're talking about anger before. Well, let's look at something like defensiveness. Say someone who's in your presence is displaying defensiveness, in that moment both of you are experiencing the energy of defensiveness.
Right.
It's a shared experience.
But it doesn't mean you both have to be hooked into it.
Exactly. It's just a shared experience, and it's just passing too.
Right.
So
It's
it
not
just letting, things just pass.
right.
You just have the experience and it passes, and it's like not needing to project about it.
Right. Because it's harmless when it just passes.
Yeah.
There, there's nothing to react. There's no reaction happening.
Yeah, if you add thoughts to it, then it's like adding more meaninglessness to it.
Right.
See?
Right.
And
Right.
and even though thoughts are meaningless, they're all powerful in the stream.
Mm. Oh yeah.
Mhm. So it's the thought of the truth that ultimately eliminates all thought. And that's why you said our thoughts going to be here forever. And I was like, forever? Thoughts are going to be here forever. What's forever? Because, you know, the thought of what's true eliminates and illuminates all thoughts that manifest this dream. And
Ah.
that dream is not eternal. It's not eternity. It's a dream.
So as the thoughts become completely, once you're aware completely, then it's clearly seen that it's a dream, and there's no more suffering and pain or
Yeah,
reaction.
exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
the
And
if in
yeah,
human
anything.
terms, that's the goal.
Well, yeah, you could say so. And it's like it's not like trying to get anything for the body either. I mean, ultimately, there's no need for bodies. I mean, bodies are set up for so that we can communicate
Hmm.
in the dream, but they're
In
not
the,
really
right.
necessary for communication.
Wow. Wow.
So yay. So only thoughts that are um, born of the truth are lasting. No
Right.
thought of separation is going to remain because it's not true. That's why,
It's
and the truth
true.
will be revealed. The truth will be revealed.
Can you give me a true thought?
Well, you could say one true thought is sinlessness.
Right. Right. Well,
See?
with no doer, there can't be.
Right.
Yes, it's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, like that, like the true thought is kind of like guidance out of the maze of thoughts
Of the
that are
dream.
made of separation.
Right. Right.
See, the true thought is always guidance. And it's like unity, sinlessness, forgiveness. It's like they're
Right.
always a guide out of that, whatever is causing the suffering in the moment.
Mm, beautiful. Basically, anything that feels good compared when there's contraction and and uncomfortableness in the body, that's basically showing you that what thoughts are going on is not true.
Yeah, and if you find yourself in a situation of shopping or eating, since you brought that up,
Yep.
if you find yourself in a situation of shopping or eating, just notice the intention as it's happening.
Right.
Notice the fluctuations in the body as it's going on. That's the practice. It's not anything you do. It's just noticing.
Right.
It's just like choiceless awareness is one way to put it. I forgot the name. I think it's Krishnamurti who said that. But that really works for me, choiceless awareness. There's nothing else but just being aware of this experience. There's nothing else.
Huh.
It makes it easy to do everything.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, because everything's just getting done. And yeah. And any thoughts of worry or anything like that, where they're coming from. There's always there's always a choice going on, whether to be as choiceless awareness, basically, or to be as the thinker. The one thinking the thoughts.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, this is so important, I'll be
No,
hanging out in my garden, and the thought will come, and it'll seem like it's so important. I almost want to jump up right away and go do something. It's funny. It's amazing how thoughts motivate.
yes. I see
They
that.
motivate. See that?
I
That's
do
how
see that.
that's how it happens. It's motivated. It's thought motivated. It's thought motivated. So, I'll
And
watch
then
and,
and if you're sitting there and you don't move, oh my God, it's cool to
isn't it
watch.
awesome? So in the body, it'll get more intense for a second
Yeah,
and then it'll calm
yeah.
down.
And then it'll
Yeah.
calm down. Exactly. Because it really wants to get moving, but if you're not moving, it's almost getting pissed off.
That's basically yeah, it's really awesome. That's basically what it is. These thought patterns are getting cut off
Mm.
like that. Their life blood is getting cut off because they have no life of their own. They only live off of our attention.
Oh, God, this is good.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. You keep me coming back. We have some
Well,
good laughs
yeah, we
here.
do. God, I don't know.
It's the truth, though.
Sometimes all of a sudden, these thoughts of clarity show up, and I think,
Mhm.
oh, I've got to ask Hope this. Nothing gets written down. It's long gone.
Yeah,
It's gone.
perfect.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
I just chalk it
Yeah,
up to, okay, so obviously that's not supposed to be talked about, and it's I feel like when those moments of clarity happen, it's rearranging because since I'm not doing anything, it must be doing.
yeah,
It's something's happening in whatever. I can't even
yeah.
say it.
Rearranging. That's a good way of
Yes,
saying.
yes,
Yeah.
rearranging. Some
Yep.
rearranging going on when there's a oh. When I go
Mhm.
snowshoeing with my girlfriend, like this morning, it's so deep, brand new, fresh snow, and we're because we aren't really talking, and boy, a lot comes when you're not talking.
Yeah. Tell me about it. I take 45-minute showers.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, my showers are where
Water.
a lot of 45-minute
Put some
showers.
essential oils in there put some essential oils with you in there. That amplifies it.
Oh, there must be a certain kind.
Well, today I was using thyme.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, some thyme essential oil. It doesn't matter whatever I'm attracted to, whatever kind of aroma I'm attracted to, whatever happens to
right.
be there, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yay.
I do have some essential oil. I should try that.
Yeah, so quiet time and watching, like even while driving,
Yes,
you
driving's
know.
another good one. Yep.
Yeah, don't take it as in if you don't make a meditation appointment and stick to your meditation.
Uh-oh, we lost you. Holly, you still there?
I'm still here, Lori.
Okay. She's
I
frozen.
don't. I don't. I
I
think she's
typed to her
coming
that
back.
she's frozen. I imagine because I typed to her that she's frozen. Oh, she's gonna refresh. She's refreshing, I imagine.
I had to too, and then I was able to see in here.
I can't wait till she gets her new internet.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I can't wait to listen to this one again. Whoa, this is good. Oh, Jesus. I can almost feel the opening, So
That's
cool.
amazing that you can feel that and sense that.
Ah,
That's
wicked.
wonderful. Wonderful.
And there's tingling, like my whole body. I can feel it from my feet all the way up,
Mm.
like a tingling going on.
Oh, embrace that with all that it's worth.
Mm. Wonder what's happening.
Mm.
Yeah, so we got some wine for you for Saturday. Is it Saturday? Did we
Yeah,
decide Saturday? Huh?
that's nice. That was so nice. I texted you right before Hope
Yeah, yeah.
started.
As soon as he brought it home, I'm like, oh, what are we gonna do with that? He goes, Holly will drink it. I said, oh, that's right, Holly will give it to her.
Yes, she will.
So while she's not around and we can talk, I'm gonna
Well,
tell you the
I mean, are we still on the webinar? Because it says webinar
I
in
have
progress.
no clue. I have no idea. I didn't even know you could still hear me. So it's a big bottle. I mean, it's Merlot.
Uh-huh.
Copper Ridge Merlot. It's a 1.5 liter.
Oh, I've never heard of that brand before.
Do you like Merlot?
Yes.
Okay, good. It's all yours. It's a huge ass bottle. So Saturday, you don't have to bring any wine.
Right, it's already there. Oh, funny. I wonder what the problem is. Because
I
I
don't
still
know. I
I
don't.
still have webinar in progress. Does it still say webinar in progress for you?
It says organize. I hope webinar is being recorded. Oh, so we're being recorded. Oh shit. Oh.
Nothing, as Hope would say, nothing is wrong, Lori.
Right.
Nothing is wrong.
You're right. I just got all kinds of. We're talking about wine. Okay, so I'm gonna type to her. Where are you? This has never happened before. When she gets her new internet, it's gonna make all the difference.
Yeah.
Because she's gonna do it on YouTube. She'll do it like Lisa does.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it will be nice. We'll be Skyping with her. She'll be able to see us too.
Oh, that'll be great.
It will be.
So I wonder if we should refresh or
Or hang,
yeah.
I don't know. Because I typed, where are you? I got nothing going on between her and us.
That's odd.
But I don't want to lose. I'm hoping she doesn't